Good morning. It's Friday, August the 7th, and what we're going to do today is a quick review for the quiz. The quiz questions are going to be real similar to the types of questions that I'm asking you on this review. So what I suggest that you do is I'll show the question, pause the video, you work it out, and then turn the video on, see if you've got it correct. The way the quiz will work, it'll be open until Sunday evening. You'll get one attempt at the quiz, but it'll be set up like the homework in that you get 3 chances to answer the question correctly before you have to move on. So you can look at the previous videos. It's obviously going to be open notes because you're at home. But here we go. So let's take a look at the next one, or the first question here, where the first thing we talked about was how to take draw angles in standard position. Okay, so here's your first question. Draw an angle that is 225 degrees. Pause the video. Pick your choice, and let's see how you did. And we're back. The correct answer was D. 225 degrees would be in quadrant 3. Next question. Okay, now draw an angle that is 3 pi over 2 radians. So when this lesson had to do with when we took a circle and we cut it into radians instead of degrees. So that's these circles right here. So if we're talking about 3 pi over 2, this tells you how the top of the circle was divided. Okay. The top half of the circle is divided into 2 parts, and there's 4 parts altogether. So you're going to always look at the denominator to figure out which one of these circles you're going to use. If it was pi, let's say it was 4 pi over 3, then you're looking for the circle that has 3 parts on the top. If it was pi over 4, this circle that has 4 slices. Okay, pi over 6, it's got 6 slices on the top, 12 altogether. Okay, pause the video, see how you do. Okay, correct answer was D, 3 pi over 2. So I'm using this circle right here because each one of these slices is 3 pi over, or is pi over 2. And now I just count 1, 2, 3. So my angle started there and ends down there. All right, our next 2 questions, Earthlings, have to do with taking an angle in degrees and converting it into radians. So over here is your formula that you're going to be using to convert. So we want to go from degrees and turn it into radians. So we're following this rule. Now these 2 problems both start with degrees. One of them is telling you to put your answer in terms of pi, and then the second one is telling you to round your answer to a decimal to 2 places. So you have to be sure that when you're doing these, you read the questions carefully. Pause the video and work both of these out. 105 and 102. 105 exactly, 102 round to 2 decimal places. You'll need a calculator that has pi on it. Now, they installed the calculators on your laptops, and I put a video on today's date that shows you how to open up that calculator on your laptop. All right, here are your two solutions. Number 3, 7 pi over 12. And the next one was to the nearest 2 decimal places, 1.78. And that was using the calculator because of these instructions, round to the nearest decimal, 2 decimals. All right, Space Rangers. Our next 2 problems deal with converting from radians to degrees. The first one says simplify your answer. So this just means reduce to lowest terms. And the second one is write your answer as a decimal rounded to 2 decimal places. So this tells you you're going to be using the pi key and a calculator. Pause the video and let's see how you do. All right, so we're converting radians to degrees. So we're starting with radians over here. And we're going to work this way to turn it into degrees. So each one of those values here is going to get multiplied by 180 over pi. 180 over pi, and then there's your work for it. The next 2 deal with finding the arc length and the area of a sector. So our 2 formulas, one for arc length, that's how long this little curve is. And then the second one was the area of a sector, and that's the area of this shape. So pause the video and solve these 2 and see how you do. Okay, here are our solutions. 8 inches, 1066.667 square inches. And there is your work. The last 2 problems deal with arc length and sector area, but now you have to find the angle, the missing angle. So for your arc length problem, you're using your arc length formula, and then for your one that you know the area of a sector, you're using your sector area formula. Pause the video, work them out, and see how you did. And here are your answers. 0.519 for number 9 radians, and that is rounded to 3 decimal places. So here's your work. And the last one was 2.4 radians, and it said rounded to 3 decimal places as needed. Well, when we did the division to solve this, there was no need to 3 decimal places because there was only 1 decimal place in the answer. All right, folks, that's what your quiz is going to look like. Good luck. You have till Sunday at midnight. And have a great weekend. Bye-bye.